call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Mr. Dolzall. Here. Mr. Wright.
Here.
Mr. Lopez.
Present and accounted for.
Ms. Hawkins. Here. And Mr. Salcido.
Here. Good evening. Thank you guys for joining us. Could you join me with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You stay standing for the moment of silence. Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to preliminary items. We move to adopt the agenda of April 2nd, 2019 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Dolzall. Yes. Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins. Yes. And Mr. Salcido.
Yes. Minutes from prior meeting, move to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2019 as presented.
Mr. President, I move that we adopt the 2 minutes as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Dolzall. Yes. Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins.
Yes.
And Mr. Salcido.
Yes. Moving on to the best part, recognitions. We're moving to the Rotary Student of the Month. Who do we have to present that? Linda is Tom.
Oh, I guess I'm up here by myself. Hello, Mr. Trudeau is right behind me. Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Beebe, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Vista Grande's Rotary Student of the Month is Nevaeh Greenslade. Would you come up, please, Nevaeh? Nevaeh is president of our Ignite Club at Vista Grande. We have a VIP program, I think I've told you about, a virtue kind of program. She's been a recipient of that. She went to an Arizona Coyotes hockey game recently because we were fortunate enough to get some tickets, and students with perfect attendance attended with 2 of our staff members. You don't hear much about that in high school, so we're very proud of you for that. Nevaeh became a worship leader at her church's youth group. She is CPR and OSHA certified. She created a suicide awareness documentary that's going to be showcased on April 16th in the Agora at Vista Grande. And I meant to bring a flyer. I've got flyers somewhere. So she's done quite a bit of work. Very impressive. Her career goals: she would like to become a Christian music artist, making music to encourage and share the hope and love of Jesus Christ. She believes everyone wants to be successful and wants others to be successful as well as herself. She wants to help encourage people to keep going, and maybe she wants to get a certification in suicide prevention or a pastoral license. She wants to serve God wherever He wants her to go. Okay, congratulations.
President Salcido and board, I'd like to present Cascade Union Student of the Month from White. Please come up. Rome's parents, Kathy and Kevin White, are here. You recognize? So Rome's been in many activities and had many accomplishments. What she's listed here: varsity track and field all-state in pole vault and triple jump, varsity cheerleader, state championship again, senior class vice president, Key Club, National Honor Society. In 2018, she was the FCCLA chapter president, and she was in the Young Democrats Club. She was a junior Olympic gymnast, 10-time state champion. She was a College Board National Commended Scholar. She's going to attend the U of A and get a degree in global health.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's a pretty good free safety, I think, too. Yeah, that's right. Next up is Mr. Sipes with the CTE Students of the Month.
Jose, Ariana, would you guys join me, please? President Salcido and honorable board members, tonight we'll recognize 2 career and technical education students of the month, one from each of our marketing programs at Vista Grande and Casa Grande Union. Our first recipient is Josue Cordova from Vista Grande High School. Josue was nominated by his marketing teacher, Miss Lisa Miller. Josue is a third-year marketing student and intern. His consistent efforts in the program have resulted in his attaining industry certifications in safe food handling and general industry safety and health. He is dedicated to the program. The student-based enterprise, which is the DECA store, has grown exponentially Miss Miller, exponentially this year. As a second-year marketing student, he began working in the DECA 300 store. He very quickly focused his energies on learning all the entry-level jobs and advanced to cashier before the end of the school year. He even created a new focused closing.
Have a Spartanific day.
Used by each cashier at the end of the cell. This is fun. Josue, congratulations. And Josue's parents are here with us this evening as well.
Great job.
Ese es mi amigo.
Right, go back.
Whatever you want. All right, next is Ariana Garcia from Casa Grande Union High School. Ariana was nominated by her marketing teacher, Mr. David Carter. Mr. Carter stated, Ariana is such a fantastic young lady. She is focused on maintaining high grades, is very polite and respectful to those she encounters. In marketing class, she submits all of her work, has excellent grades, and participates in all classroom activities and projects. In DECA, she volunteers for numerous activities and is the backbone of the DECA store. She fulfills her assigned duties every day, never complains, and has a great work ethic. In fact, when she finishes her assigned duties, she looks to see what else needs to be done or who else she can help. Ariana's parents, Ariana, congratulations. There you go. And Ariana's parents are Javier and Suzanne Garcia, and they were not able to attend tonight. So Ariana.
Alrighty. Yeah, if you could put your hands together for these 4 great outstanding students. Next up, we're going to have our employees of the month. Dr. Neely's going to have.
President Salcido, governing board members, it's always my pleasure to get to honor wonderful employees that work in our district again. But this time, before I can even ask my assistant to come up and assist me, Marianne assist me, I have to congratulate Marianne Amerson for being an Employee of the Month.
Now back to work. Yes, right here.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, well, this is you. Okay. Okay.
Next is David Carter. George Courtney. Pedro Reyes. Casey Farnsworth. Cleope Wrestler. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Steve Wooten.
Thank you very much.
Eva Vasquez. Melanie Keiser. And Melody Skull.
And as always, we're not only honoring them tonight with a plaque, but next week I will be having breakfast with them at the Big House. So.
All right, item 4, public comments. Call the public. Could you, Nancy, mind reading the public content?
Pursuant to ARS 38-43101, H, the governing board may make an open call to the public during a public meeting, subject to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions, to allow individuals to address the board on any issue within jurisdiction of the governing board. After the open call to the public, individual members of the board may respond to criticism made by those who have addressed the board, may ask staff to review a matter, or may ask that a matter be put on a future agenda. However, members of the board shall not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. During the open call, the board requests that speakers refrain from voicing complaints against school personnel or any person connected with the district, as it may impact due process rights. Policies KE, KEB, KEC, and KEG are provided by the board for disposition of legitimate complaints, including those involving individuals.
Thank you. We have one tonight, Mr. Harold Van Gilbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for letting me speak. As we all know, the district is an educational activity. And as such, academics has to be at the forefront of everything. And way back when time, nobody's not sure how it happened, but a policy was put in place that allowed people to advance on the salary scale by going to seminars instead of going to school. Dr. Beebe's predecessor came in and put an end to that with a stroke of the pen, which made him the ire of the unions here in the area, and they eventually forced him out. That activity by Dr. Beebe's predecessor was done administratively. And what I'm asking the board to consider is to have that policy be a board policy, which as a protection to Dr. Beebe. We don't want him to suffer the fate of his predecessor. Number two, Gallup poll recently announced that 40% of millennials in America cannot tell the difference or sees no difference between communism, socialism, and American capitalism. And the reason for that, ladies and gentlemen, is that they're taught that. You are what you are taught. You are not what you eat. You are what you are taught. And so I'd like the board to be involved in making sure that students that leave the district have a clear understanding of why America is unique in the world and why they're in the best place and governed by the best set of rules that mankind has ever crafted. Last item, we have talked a long time in this district in meetings I have come to about vocational education. And not a whole lot's happening about that. So I urge the board to consider establishing a task force whose goal would be to reestablish vocational education here in our area. And so the question I would have is, if that's not going to happen here, then where's it going to happen? If it's not going to happen now, then when's it going to happen? And if you are not going to be the ones to do it, then who will? And so I urge you to do that. And, you know, home building is coming back. Lucid Motors is here. I think we are positioned well in this district for vocational education to be implemented. Chaired by the board, the chair or his designee, vice chair, the superintendent or his designee, teachers, members of the community, members of the building trades, members of the automotive industry might be people that you could tap to be on that board. But I urge you to consider to start looking at it in a serious way by establishing such a board.
Thank you, sir. That's all we have. Moving on to item 5, reports and presentations. 5A is superintendent report.
Okay. It's been another exciting past month. So, President Salcido, members of the governing board, it's always my pleasure to brag about our school district. So I've got another long list of just some congratulations and great things happening. So, congratulations to the track seniors at both Casa Grande Union and Vista Grande. I got a chance to visit both schools and be a part of their senior nights. And it's always those bittersweet moments when you're getting to compete as an athlete for one last time at your home, stadium, court, whatever it is. So congratulations to all of them. Congratulations to the Vista Grande's cast and crew for their spring musical Mamma Mia. Outstanding performance. I really enjoyed it. The kids did a great job. And I also have to turn around and say congratulations to CG Union's cast and crew for Thoroughly Modern Millie. Again, another great musical. A lot of stuff, great going on. I got the chance to attend both and back-to-back nights. Congratulations to the Vista Grande Science Department for an outstanding STEAM fair last month. And so thank you to everyone who made that possible. Again, it was a great experience. Congratulations to the Vista Grande's Eddie Villegas, who signed to play football with Dakota State University, and Tyler Johnson, who signed to play football for the University of Jamestown. So, congratulations to Vista Grande's Mr. French in an outstanding spring concert last month, featuring the choir, jazz band, and symphonic band. So, congratulations to the CG Union Color Guard for their first place finish in their Gilbert competition. And congratulations to CG Union's Chloe Buchanan, who competed in the Arizona North Regional Robotics Tournament in Flagstaff and was selected to represent the Arizona as the Dean's List finalist for the first robotics competition in Houston next month. So she'll go on to represent Arizona. So congratulations to her. Big congratulations to the CG Union ROTC drill team who competed at the South Mountain High School drill meet and finished second in unarmed inspection, third in the challenge for color guard, and second in the unarmed sweepstakes overall. Congratulations to the CG Union Indoor Percussion Ensemble who competed in San Bernardino over the spring break. They were the top Arizona group and finished 6th. They also finished 5th place at the National WGI Western Championships as a Power Regional. Big congratulations to the Vista Grande's dance team, who recently performed at the Arizona High School Dance Festival. They performed a Latin dance and received an award for superior choreography and for performance. And then congratulations to everyone involved in the Vista Grande Career Fair last month. The event was well attended and many community groups came out in support. It was just another great event to be a part of. A big congratulations to the CG Union Color Guard for their 8th place finish at the WGAZ State Championships at ASU. And congratulations again to the CG Union Indoor Percussion Ensemble for their 1st place finish at the WGAZ State Championship at ASU. And just to note, this is their 5th state championship in a row. And also a special congratulations to and along with that, a special congratulations to Yesenia Zuniga, who was awarded the WGAZ scholarship. So, and then congratulations to the Vista Grande Key Club, who attended the 2019 Key Club Southwest District Conventions in Albuquerque, New Mexico last week. And then finally, a big congratulations to the Vista Grande Z Club, who helped out to facilitate the continuing effort within our city to provide services for homeless in our area at St. Anthony. Kids were involved in everything from IDs, eye screening, haircuts, and dentistry. So great experience for the kids. Got to see some videos, so another opportunity. So again, another great month, and just a lot of exciting things happening in our district. And that concludes my report.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on to Vista Grande High School presentations. We have Principal Ms. Linda Cole. Present.
First of all, before I get started with the presentation, Ms. Greenslate, I want to apologize to you for not recognizing you earlier. This is Amber Greenslate, Nevaeh's mother. Thank you so much for being here and raising such a wonderful daughter. This is the poster, the flyer that that Nevaeh has out there about the suicide documentary that will be in the Agora on April 16th after school. Now, I'd like to ask Adriana Favela, would you please come up for a minute? Okay, thank you. Members of the board, President Salcido, I know that you all have seen Adriana here a few times. Anytime we've had a recognition of some kind, she's been here. I counted at least 3 times this year that she's been here already. And this is time number 4, and she thinks she's here under false pretenses. So you know about her academic and performing accolades, so forth and so on. I'd like to tell you a little bit about her, and then I'll tell you why you're up here, okay? Okay.
She acted on me.
Back in September, I got an email about Adriana, and a number of us know about it, and we've kept it from her for a little while. She's just an amazing student at Vista Grande. And this says, I just want to send a quick note about one of your students. The other day we had big storms, and one of the trash cans that are next to the abandoned soccer field was blown over, and trash was all over the place and in a flooded area. As I pull up, I see a young lady getting all wet and her feet in the water, picking up trash. I told her, thank you, I've got it from here. And she said, no, it's getting everywhere, I'll help. When we were done, I asked her if she was a staff member, and she said, no, I'm a student. I don't run across many students that have that much pride, respect, and integrity toward the cleanliness of our school. So I was pleasantly shocked and asked if I could get her name, and she said, no problem. When I told the crew about what happened, they all said, it must be Adriana. She's always helping. So I give a big shout out to Adriana Favela. She is an example of what kind of adults you guys are releasing into the world. And this came from Rod Reesner, our custodian supervisor in the district. And I just wanted to say it's not always about achievement. Character is revealed many times by what we do when no one is looking. So, thank you.
This is your word for elections.
Okay, wait, hold on. Picture, I
Oh.
forgot.
So I can figure it out.
I'll get on the other
Okay.
side.
Here we go. This is why we're here.
Oh, thank you. The next person I was dishonest with, would you please come up, Coach Bias and basketball team? Yes, Caleb, Coach Walter, come on up. He's been wondering, why is she making me come and talk to the board about the basketball team? He's been asking, I've been following text messages that he's been exchanging with someone who shall not be named. This is about a teacher, this is honoring a teacher at Vista Grande, and Coach Hank Bias has been our basketball coach for 3 years. And it has been a tough 3 years, and there's a lot that I wish I could tell you, and someday we're going to get to. But what I have to tell you right now is what an absolutely amazing role model he is. And what I want to say is that when you guys are very old men and we're not here, you're going to be talking about and you're going to relish the life lessons that you were taught by Coach Bias. Now, the whole team couldn't be here because one member is playing baseball right now, and so he's busy at a home game, and you're saying, well, that's a pretty small team. Well, some of the problems that we have had have been about who can be strong and stay, and it's because of his positive leadership and their parents' support that we are here, and we just like to remember that we teach student athletes, he has taught student athletes not only the skills necessary to be successful on the basketball court, but also the skills necessary to be successful in their day-to-day lives. Skills such as hard work, passion, and to never give up no matter what the task are just a few words that he emphasizes both at practice and in the huddle. Although in the sport of basketball we might be judged by the number of games we win, his true measure of success is how Hank Bias has impacted the lives of the student athletes who have walked through his gym. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Everybody in.
Yes, yes. Come on, guys, you got to come on. This is important.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand right there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me introduce I didn't lie to you guys. This is Andrew Garcia. I didn't want to leave without introducing these outstanding young men. Andrew Garcia, Caleb Effington, who's probably one of the finest students I've ever coached. Ever is much brighter than I ever dreamed of being. He knows our stuff better than I do. Nick Padilla, our Super Six man, and freshman, and then Chris Long, also a freshman. So, and then Jared Walder, probably the finest assistant coach.
You're here.
I want to say that, you know, I just retired 3 years ago from Ohio in education. It's an honor to be with professional educators and those that want to assist the education process and students, excellent students and parents. It's nice to be in this setting again. But I do consider it an honor and a privilege to get an opportunity to do what I do at this time of my career after so long. My first year was 1980 as the freshman coach. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate being a part of your staff. Miss Cole is one of the finest administrators I've ever worked for. Mr. Gregg, unbelievable. Mr. Gregg, the first thing he asked me when he got the job, never before by an athletic director, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Just amazing people you have here at Vista. And I've been around long, probably too long. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. And now I have two people that I've been dishonest with the help of some others. And that is Susan Morton and Linda Irvin. Would you all please come up here? Sue and Linda are here because of all the time that they take to volunteer as community members. And I'll just read a little bit here. For those of you who have lived in Casa Grande for many years, there's little need to introduce Sue Wortman and Linda Irvin. They led the education community for many years in outstanding and distinguished ways. During their careers and after retirement, they continued to serve our community through Zonta International, an organization that has chapters in 166 countries and maintains 2 voting seats on the UN. Linda and Sue brought Zonta's opportunities to Vista Grande 5 years ago and were able to open the first Z Club in Pinal County. These women brought their passion for education and their excellence in leadership to Vista Grande, where they have worked side by side with our student membership, providing more than mentorship. They are on the Vista campus for weekly meetings. They help coordinate and support the local chapter with the work that our students do. We're very proud of our Spartan Closet at Vista Grande that helps our students in need, and our Z Club students and our Zonta members are a huge part of that, maintaining that, to help anyone in need. Excuse me. Because of their work with our students, the Vista Grande Z Club is now partnering with the Lions Club, the United Way, and the city's coordinated efforts to provide relief to the homeless. Z Club has become the go-to organization in the community. Some of the things that students have said about you is they like how you take time off your day to come to the meetings and talk with students. They're thankful for what you do. Mrs. Irvin has shown us to never give up, and it's always easy to pull through. She is very inspirational, and I'm thankful for her. Ms. Wortman is a true believer and a fighter. She has never lost hope in us. Not only that, she is always looking for opportunities to help us grow more. They are really interested in everything we do. They help us with events, ask us questions, and write notes. They help bring out our best. And we have 2 students here who are representatives of Z Club also, along with their sponsor, Mrs. Russell, who wanted to show up tonight and say thank you also for all your community involvement with Vista Grande. We're here to support Mr. Girls. And Linda. Linda, come up here.
Yes.
Let me get one.
Ready? There we go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. baby for giving us an opportunity to be positive, because sometimes it gets pretty rough in the day-to-day trenches. Okay, I'm going to do a quick PowerPoint on the place I love so much and I'm so proud to be a part of. Vista Grande High School, I hope by now most of us in the room remember when we were established. And I'm going to do a little history. We were built for a capacity of 1850, and I talked to a former board member who thinks that is a highly suspect number. He wants to know how many closets and space it was counted, because 1850, we've had that, and that's hard to have there. We were built with SFB funds, and that means that it was a bare bones project. When we were doing that, and those of us some of us are in the room, Mr. Hamilton for one, remember that we were happy to have trash cans, and if we found them, you better hold on to them because someone else was probably going to take them. Mops, brooms, rakes, everything. The two pictures here I wanted you to see. The one on the bottom is October of 2007. That was the land before Vista Grande was built. And the top one is May of 2009, about 3 months before we opened. This is one of my favorite things to see here. I was working in another district at the time, and we were very excited knowing that this was coming. I apologize for the glare, but I found this paper over the weekend going through files looking for some things and saw that the dispatch from October 10th of 2007 had on the front page of it the planning principal at the time, Mr. Hamilton, and some dignitaries there on the left. And it's hard to see, but in the middle you've got school board members and members of the community, so forth and so on. But right there in the middle where you see people that look kind of short, the reason they're short is because they were student leaders of all the feeder schools that were coming to Vista Grande, and it was important that they become part of it. They're going to come up in just a minute in another picture here. This was really exciting to me because I remembered this when the ballot came to the school where I worked. And what this is a ballot allowing the students of 7th grade in 2007 to vote for the mascot and the school colors. And what happened was the seniors at Casa Grande Union that year were provided with 25 mascots and color combinations. Did I get that right? And then they narrowed it down to 10, and then the juniors narrowed it down to 4, and these 4 were taken out to the 7th graders in the feeder schools, and they voted. And when I was going through the files, I found where Mr. Hamilton had done all of his marking on tally marks. He hand counted every vote from the kids, from the 7th graders around the area. And you can see some of the different color combinations and what came up. So I thought it was really neat that a lot of kids in the district, these 7th graders, got to make this choice. And the reason that it was the 7th graders is because they were the first class to graduate from Vista Grande High School in 2012. And we started with 9th and 10th graders, and so those 10th graders got to be seniors for 3 years. Not many people can say that. They turned out to be a pretty responsible group of students. Currently, we have, as of Friday, we have about 13 students. This does include the students that are housed here at Desert Winds, and you can see some of the breakdown there, our ethnic breakdown, so forth and so on. We have about 65% free and reduced lunch reported. We do believe that that is an under-report. Many times families are reluctant to ask or let us know that they need free and reduced lunch, and they just won't fill out the paperwork. If we find them on campus, of course, at all schools, we try to the cafeteria is very good about working with us, helping students get it anyway. I've had students ask me, please don't tell my parents when we do it. We were talking, I want you to see our construction class. This is what some of our first year students did. Rich Contreras, who's also a PE teacher, is just absolutely amazing at this. He started this year with kids making some pretty rickety bird houses, and he was pretty concerned about, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? Well, you can see what they've done now, the beautiful bench in the varsity dugout, and there's what do you call it, like a counter thing, that black thing over on the left. And then on the right, I want you to see where they poured concrete just recently also. So he's really moving them along quickly. And now we're worried about how many classes can we possibly have, because it's becoming a popular class. And the kids are actually understanding that math is important. Wow, he found that out when he was getting them to measure things. We also will be having 2 other classes coming on board next year in our CTE program. I appreciate working with Mr. Sipes, and Dr. Beebe has really been approving of this. One of them is it robotics automation, Steve?
Automation.
Okay. And
Automation robotics.
automation robotics, this is going to feed into CAC, who is hoping to feed into, what's the company?
Lucid.
Thank you, Lucid. I always want to say Tesla, I don't know why. And our teacher was taught by the teacher at CAC. He happens to be a Spanish teacher. We're very lucky that we have people with multiple talents, and he's going to be amazing. He's gone through this program up there. Some of the sports that we have to offer, and we have various levels in those. Some of our clubs and organizations up there. Some of these things are things that our guidance counselors take on the road when they're talking to 8th graders coming in. Here is our second year with our art teacher, Mr. Carlos Jimenez. This is the work of his students. And Mr. Jimenez will be bringing in the other CTE program that we have, graphic arts. And we're getting to order some new and very special technology for that, and we're excited about it. And Mr. Jimenez, not only being a talented artist, also used to work for GoDaddy, and so he's very much about teaching students about industry, even when he does this. And when they stand up and give a presentation in class, there's a certain dress code, so that when you're going, just like you would dress if you're going to do a formal presentation at a job, or something along that line. Our band this year, we are in a rebuilding year. We have a second-year teacher who is a first-year high school band director, Mr. Alex French, and he is very grateful for all that Martin Hebda has done for him, and I am grateful. Martin has been a wonderful team player in the district, and I just love it when we all work together like that. And Alex is taking the kids out on the road as much as he can. They've gotten a few trophies. We're very proud. And on the upper left slide, we're going to get our first new uniform in 10 years, thanks to the boosters, contribution from the district, and we're going to use some VISTA funds. So we're very excited about that. He's also got our choir up and going. It's been very exciting to see them go from where they were at the beginning of the year to now. Our drama department put on 3 plays this year. Dr. Beebe earlier mentioned Mamma Mia. At Christmas, we had It's a Wonderful Life, and in the fall of this year, we had Bring It On.
Bring it on.
Okay, there you go. And I'm talking about how Adriana's here all the time. She's in the middle photo right there. So she's just, I don't know what we're going to do when she leaves us. Okay, JROTC is another program that is in a rebuilding year. We have a new major who has pretty much broken down the program and built it back up in the last year and a half. He started in the middle of the year last year. And the kids are really excited, and I'm really excited to hear what they're doing. He's doing an amazing job, and they have been winning some awards, and I expect to see them getting stronger and stronger all the time. Skills USA is another part of our, yeah, you're up there now, aren't you? And we have Lisa Miller's DECA group on the left. We have, are you drama over on the right?
Skills USA Technical Theater.
Technical theater,
Yes.
excuse me. And then in the center, we have students who were at district officers, okay, from DECA. Okay, these are some of our students that participated in Pinell County Town Hall. Again, you see her on the right, she's just there. Caleb, who was here earlier and here last week, is there. And some of these other faces, if you haven't seen them already, you'll be seeing them in the next 2 years. Some are juniors, some are sophomores, and these are some of our very active students in the district. Vista Grande has a very unique setup, which most of you are aware of, with our public library. We are very fortunate to work so well with the city of Casa Grande. And it's, you know, for two government agencies that work together, I am very, very grateful to work with such wonderful folks. The librarians there are just amazing, and they just act like, you know, we're all one big family. They do a lot of extra duty in there that they probably wouldn't have to do if they were at a regular library. What I also like for us to be aware of is that the Boys and Girls Club meets there every day after school, and in the lounge, which the students named, and it's for students that maybe want to have something to do and maybe they're not joiners for whatever reason. It's a really great place. They do a lot of good things, and we're very proud that we believe that we are the only Boys and Girls Club in the state of Arizona for sure that has a high school component, and Matt Lemberg thinks that we might be the only one in the nation, because I keep asking him, are you sure that's right? Yeah, he's pretty sure we might be the only one in the nation that has a high school Boys and Girls Club on campus, so we're very, very proud of that. But we had a career fair last week, and we were very happy with what happened. The vendors said they liked it because it gave them a chance to talk to kids. Our counselors are already talking about how we're going to make it bigger and better next year. Last year, this was our class of 2018, and every year we try to look to outdo it. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but 46% of our 2018 graduates were offered at least one scholarship last year, and class of 2018 got about over $6 million in scholarships. So that's always fun to announce at graduation, and you know, hear the parents be all happy. I forgot to put the full name of this STEAM fair. It is the 4th annual Fritz Fisher STEAM Fair.
Or SkyTech. SkyTech.
Yeah, SkyTech, Mr. Hamilton. And we call, Mr. Fisher lives and breathes for so many things like this. And this is probably his Christmas. And he gets so enthusiastic and so excited, and we just love doing this. And I was going to try to get this changed before I got it here tonight, but I just didn't. And we had a good one, and we're glad that it's our 4th annual. We really enjoyed it. Maybe next year, both schools will be able to work together and do the community event also. We had U of A here doing some, helping the kids with some demonstrations and experiments and so forth. Also, and since we've connected with them, we couldn't change the date on it. And then this is just kind of, I think that says a lot about our personality, who we are, and there you go. Just in a nutshell, this is us.
All right, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
We're moving on to, item C, business services and presentation. Ms. Gina?
Open it up to the slideshow.
I'd like to take an opportunity to present the budget in terms of what it costs to run the district, as well as give you some upcoming expenditures that we are planning on. Utilities and contracted services, of course, you can't run your operation without having your water, your gas, your electricity. Durham, $3 million in transportation, food service, a little over $1 million. Constellation, solar, $805,000. Gas, $50,000, and APS, $370,000. So altogether, we're looking at $5.6 million. The district has been fortunate enough to be able to provide our staff with some step increases from last year to this year. You have the breakdown from fiscal year 18, fiscal year 19. That is about a $2 million difference. Your instruction, that's your teachers, your paras. Student support services are your nurses, related services, guidance counselors. Instructional support, curriculum, our librarian. Excuse me. Then you have your superintendent's office, his executive secretary. Then below that, you go down to your principals, site administration, central services, or the business office, your payroll, purchasing, human resources, and technology. Operation and maintenance of plant services is security, your ground guys, maintenance, and custodial workers. And operation of non-instructional would be bookstore and food services. So going into next year, we plan on using $2 million. In the past, the lady that was doing our budget in the past, she had our medical was coming out of our budget into a bank account. So we had to, our auditor told us we can't have a balance that high. So we had to write checks this year. So going next year, it'll start coming from our budget. Curriculum, we have some curriculum needs. A lot of these subjects we haven't updated curriculum in about 13 years. So we look forward to being able to purchase English, science curriculum, and social studies starting this year. And whatever doesn't get taken care of this year, we'll plan on hopefully getting next year. Another thing we need to look at are taking care of our campuses. Our Mr. Grande is already about to be 10 years old, if it's been that long, but in order to paint Casa Grande, $592,000, Mr. Grande, $350,000. The buildings are starting to get cracks in them. When it rains, it starts to leak through the building, so it's going to start to damage our walls, our interior, if we don't take care of that. Campus security. Unfortunately, this day and age, there's a lot of things that could happen. One of the things that was brought up last year with our classified staff is being secure in their locations. So by installing entrances by the reception areas, we will be putting up bulletproof barriers to protect your front office staff. As Glenda Cole mentioned, this year we were able to open a construction program at Vista. Next year we look to open graphic web design and automation robotics, and that is the startup cost projected. The first year it is funded by M&O, starting next year, Abbott will go ahead and assume that funding. Potential salary costs going forward, giving our employees another step increase, and then the 5% teacher increase given by the governor. That is what we are looking at. That was it from me. Are there any questions?
So, going back to your utilities and contracted services, so those are basically so we're looking at between, just in Durham, logistics, getting to and from, that's about 40% of the budget for, it's a big chunk. And so, that's, I think, to me, that's one of our focal points in the future, that we need to kind of look at our potential changes on that maybe, but, and then I had another question on our comment on the curriculum. So we have English so it's about $1.2 million in curriculum costs that we're looking for.
About 1.172. This is all projected. It could change depending on what is actually purchased.
And this is something that we're proposing to go into effect next year?
We're hopefully starting this year, that way we can have some of it ready going into next year. And it's already budgeted for.
Yeah, the RFP process is getting started.
How much of the Durham is reimbursed for mileage from the federal or state government?
That's the question you had asked, and I think I misunderstood your question. I will tell you back to you.
Yeah. And then, are there any other big facility expenses you see coming up? Anything else that we're going to, air conditioner go out? You know, that was always something that we heard about.
I think we just got a new chiller as far as,
Parking lot,
Parking
at
lot.
both, and
Unions need to be milled out, this just needs to be sealed.
So in other words, we need to make sure we don't drag our feet too much on the paint job, because we're gonna need some other work, another $1 million to go to some other projects along with that. So I think that's something that we as a board need to make sure we get on the program, that we do have a pretty good carry forward and have some ideas to create more opportunity as far as revenue and whatnot, but we need to make sure we get these big ticket items, curriculum being the top one, and then paint and goes on, but,
I didn't notice any big IT costs. Nothing major coming up in IT?
nothing new. We have our normal student computers, but nothing new that we're but that's already budgeted for.
Already, good.
And a rolling budget there.
Connie, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, no, it's today.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to butt in on her presentation.
and then on the potential salary costs, I mean, so we're looking at $600,000-700,000 for a step in a 5% increase.
And again, the IBM process, the IBM process has just started, so the groups haven't had their second meeting this week. So we really haven't had anything come forward from either group yet. So other than what we're assuming and we're looking at. So.
I just use the 1%, that's for the one step, which is usually something that doesn't happen. But like everything said, it hasn't been figured yet.
Do you foresee any cuts in like grants? That's a Steve question. Do you see any grants like, being cut, or, like 1 year idea with a lot of special ed?
No, everything's actually pretty stable right now. I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, we
Of
talked
course.
about CTE programs. Do we see anything that we need to budget for potential growth in that department for it on here?
No, usually those are paid through grants.
Grants, okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
All right, thank you, Mike. All right, number 6, matters reserved for board action. Item A, 2020 and 21 academic calendar. Move to approve the academic calendar as presented for 2020 and 21.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
I wanted to thank the calendar committee because it lines up exactly with the elementary district for start and end dates and every break, and I think that's the first time that they've completely been aligned, so thank you.
We have another joint calendar committee meeting with the elementary district next week, so we're
Okay.
continuing to collaborate and work with them. Good.
That's good, thank you.
All right. Vote.
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins?
Yes.
And Mr. Salcido?
Yes. Move to approve the data processing service program agreement with Pinal County School Superintendent Office as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins?
Yes.
And Mr. Salcido?
Yes. Item C, intergovernmental agreement, Pinal County Ed Service, consortium, yeah. Move to approve the 2019-20 intergovernmental agreement with Pinal County Educational Service Consortium as presented.
So moved.
I'll
second
that.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins? And Mr. Salcido?
Yes. Moving on to item D, donations. Move to accept the following donations of $1,100 for shoes, $412 for programs, and $475 for lighting service called from Brad Kepler to CGUHS Drama Production, $320 from Casa Grande Kiwanis Club to Casa Grande Chi Club, $200 from Donna Statham, and $100 from Robert Church to Casa Grande Union High School Baseball Club, $680 from CG Kiwanis Club to Vista Grande High School Key Club, $250 from the Casa Grande Elks Club to Vista Softball, $100 from Western Bank to Vista Grande's Baseball, $9,107 from Barrow's Pizza to Casa Grande Union High School's football uniforms, 25 Olympic style weight plates valued at $350 from Robert Wellington of Wellington Salvage to Casa Grande Union High School weight room, $500 from Casa Grande Oral and Maxilla, yeah, that word right there, surgery, PC to Casa Grande Union Spirits Line. Again, thank you very much for helping us support our youth and our community on this.
Move to approve the donations as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Salcido?
Yes. Next up is the informational report. Approved to accept the following board informational reports as presented.
So moved.
I will second that.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Salcido?
Yes. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. We have items A through L. I need somebody to approve to accept the following board information reports as presented, excuse me.
Is this where we pull something?
Yep.
I want to pull 7A, the athletic director.
Okay, so we have to pull the whole item, so, we need a motion, or, that's a
I'm-
motion, we need a second to pull that?
I move we pull, item 7A from the consent agenda.
I thought
Oh.
Mrs. Dolzall, so I guess there's a segment. Mrs. Dolzall?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
vote?
Oh,
Mr. Wright?
we're just asking yes and no now, so we're voting.
All right, any
We're just
discussion on
voting
it?
to pull it off
Yes.
right now, okay?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, Ms. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Salcedo?
Yes. So could I get a motion to accept items B through L?
I make a motion to approve, items B through L of the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Hawkins?
Yes.
And Mr. Salcedo?
Yes. So we'll move back to item 7A here. All right, any discussion on item 7A?
You gotta make, go ahead and make a motion on,
Oh, yes, we need
in discussion.
a motion to,
One, each individual separately?
Either that or you can just make a motion to approve all but, or you can do it on each one.
I make a motion to approve all individuals with the exception of the athletic director.
that is to table that to further discussion,
Yes,
correct?
yeah, just table.
I second.
Any discussion on that?
Mrs. Dolzall?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez?
I did have a table discussion on that.
Oh.
Yeah, I just didn't speak soon enough. We're tabling that issue for next month's meeting.
Yeah,
is that
if
correct?
it's tabled, it's for the next month's
Okay,
meeting.
thank you. Yes.
Mrs. Hawkins?
Yes.
And Mr. Salcedo?
Yes. Alrighty, so we, moving on to item 8, which we don't have anything, and then, board items, A, future agenda items. Some discussion on that, our information.
Anybody have anything for that?
I'm looking forward to the meet and confer agreement and the 301. At the next meeting, hopefully everything will go smoothly. And do you want to say anything, please?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. So we need a, so we're gonna need a special meeting. When is that?
I can't remember the 14th.
Is it the
2
14th
weeks.
or the, yeah?
Because insurance is a discussion at IBN this week, we're gonna have a decision, but we have to make an insurance decision by mid-month to move forward. So we will need to have a special meeting if possible, if all of you are available on the 2 weeks from tonight, just, or the,
It's the 6th.
the 16th,
Yes.
2 weeks from tonight, just for the purpose of insurance.
So I'll email everybody on that.
Okay.
Question.
And
Mr. President, on the call to the public that was presented by Mr. Van Gilder, at what point does the board make a recommendation that we pick up a task force and explore that?
That's one of the items I was gonna touch on. I think we need to create a committee to look at where we are, where we sit on some of these things that are coming out. I think not only Lucid is coming out, but we have, the big truck, Nicoa? And so there's a lot of talk, I mean, there's a lot of traits that are gonna be out here that we need to touch on and definitely take a look at what other, communities are doing, to focus on these other offers that we have. I think that's one thing where we need to go. I think we have a lot of great, tools that we need to make sure we equip, and I mean, CTE is one of the big ones right here. I mean, we have robotics, I mean, we have a lot of these different, things that we need to have trades in welding and electricians, and I think electricians was one of the biggest things that because everybody needs an electrician, and so, there's a lot of opportunity out there, and I think, having young people out there, especially, I'm looking at them now that I coached, and, it's great to see them that they're welders or they're electricians right now, and they're doing well out there, so I think we need to, put that on a future committee. I think we need to make it a committee member, and maybe Mr. Van Gilder, you might have some time to kind of help us on that, and so, but we're gonna need this. I think we're gonna need something to grow. I mean, we need to find ways to, basically, we have a lot of stakeholders out there that are we talk about these big items out here that need to be done, and we need to utilize and reach out and touch all the facets out there that we could touch. But to answer your question, I think, we need to address that, and maybe we'll have a brainstorming session here at the next meeting that we have, our special meeting.
If I might mention too, the next 2 days, I'm gonna be with both the staff of both faculties and going over our district focus. And part of that's been part of the superintendent's advisory, so remember that one of the things that we said as a district, we wanna focus on workforce development. So that is gonna come to the forefront next year, it's gonna be one of those legs that we're gonna build on in our district, is really looking at that workforce development and what we can do better for our kids.
Good.
All right. Well,
I'll move we,
Oh, go ahead.
I move we adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.